Right, and welcome to the fifth part of this series. And I'm going to be totally honest, I've recorded the last four in the same session. I've pretended they're weeks apart, which they will be when they actually come out. But I'm just kind of, I'm in an album hunt now. The album is coming out soon, so yeah. And the album should be out by the time the next one actually comes out. So yeah. So the fifth song I want to do is one about me. So far I've done a love-related song. I've done a song about people I don't like, a song about family, a song about homophobia. And now this is something about me. Find I'm relevant. Although the love one was kind of about me. But just my stupidity, really. And this one is called Cardboard Box. And Cardboard Box was one of my favourites to do. For good reason. The reason I like Cardboard Box so much is because it's just such a fun one to do. It's such an entertaining song to do. It's such a vibrant, expressive, it's arena rap. And I wanted to do a kind of dubstep big song. I wanted to do a song that would be a crowd pleaser. And if I were to ever do a gig or like a long set, this is pretty much the opening song. This is the start. This is the big get everyone up on their feet number. It's not the most serious song in the world. I don't take myself too seriously in this song, but there is actually a good message here. And fun fact, I actually do a freestyle in the last 30 seconds of this song on the recording, and it turned out a lot better because I am a terrible freestyler, which is why I'm a recording artist, not a battle rapper or any of those things. Because the one time I did a diss track, like rap battle thing, we all saw how it ended. The Keely smashed me, although we had two ghostwriters. Absolute joke. But yeah, this is a 4.5 minute song, so there's a lot to break down. So let's get on with verse one. Do you ever feel like a sore thumb bait, like a speck of dust waiting for never fate? Press to put you down, feel the weight, you see everyone thriving heights so great. Visually, you'll put your plate like break. Once again, you feel useless again. It's a tale of imposter syndrome. I should probably explain what Cardboard Box is about. It's actually about me being this fish out of water. I'm not the same as everyone else. But there's obvious, reasons. I'm part of small minorities, but also just me as a person. I'm unique. I'm distinct from everyone else. I am a cardboard box in a sea of fishes, and it. But I actually look at the good parts of that, and I think usually when that analogy is used, it is usually, we all know the song Big Fish, Little Fish, Cardboard Box. We all know that kind of tune, nursery rhyme. And I've took that here and I've kind of made it into a song about my own positivity and my uniqueness. So at the beginning, though, it is quite negative. It's like, okay, I feel like a sore thumb bait. I'm stuck out. I'm waiting for an inevitable fate. I'm being put down. I look around, I see everyone thriving, and then you're put on a plate. You're literally so down, you're lost, you're broken. That competitive cycle that fills your brain, and once again you feel useless again. Then it doesn't improve your situation to make you feel about yourself. Like a radio man's digital looking on the shelf. But one thing I've always had is I've never back down, but I'm belting voice and look quite unique and different and wear that proud. What's one thing to be under this around sad? I don't have usual attributes to expect a band. What do I come to found? I'll come around and I'll tell you what I'm about. So it's like, okay, I've never given up. I've always tried. I've always put 100% into everything. I've used my unique attributes that can't be taught to thrive in other ways. I've not took the straight path. I've took the bendy path. If we are doing Wizard of Oz, I've not taken the yellow brick road. I've followed the red road. You know what I mean? I've followed a unique made up path, but I've still got to the same place. It's been tougher. But I've worked harder than everyone else to get to an easier position. Take every opportunity that comes my way. No one crowd wagons here to stay. Only out for my personal resume. I'm the cream of the crops. I found my way. Confident my ability to sway. Absolutely don't have it anyway, and I don't care what you have to say. I can't believe I found so many um words and so many ways that so many ways to use the word way. I've literally used the word way 3 times in different contexts. That is, it's lazy writing, but it works. You know what I mean? So it's like I ignore the crowd. I'm only focused on myself. Cream of the crop. I know it's an overused line, but it's like, okay, it's me building myself up, and it's like I'm confident in myself. There's no need for anyone to tell me otherwise, and I don't care anymore. And I was so fixated on words, and I think words, they say actions speak louder than words. I disagree. I think words can be the strongest thing because they are so in your head. Someone knocks you down onto the ground, you're hurt, but that pain ceases quickly. I get the phrase that speaks louder than words, but on a broad scale, I think someone does can hit itself quicker than words. Words can stay with you for decades, weeks, months. It's the classic sticks and stones break a road will never hurt me. The most ridiculous phrase ever written in the history of phrases. It's like there was a tortoise and the hare's ridiculous. Moral, some steady wins to raise my ass. You know what I mean? Then the chorus is there's a big fist, a little fist, and I'm the bloody cover box. Going to elevate until gonna reach the top. Got 10 to the effort. Top. Got the mentality. Can't let me flop. So who cares? Who cares? On the cover box. And it's like, yeah, I am mentally. I can't flop because I know who I am. I'm focused on myself. I'm going to home in on what I know I can excel at, so that in return I can only succeed. And that's me. That's the story. That's who I intend to be. You know what I mean? And that's the line. Verse 2. Been a subject to manipulation, but I threw that to the side and conceded obliteration and backlash. Had to break the norm, had to stand alone in a deadly storm. I'm pestered by the sins of warn, but I can change the tide and make it out alive because my ideology and mindset still going to cry. Confident myself for a moment to the side, let me fool you again like a fell birthday surprise. That last line's probably the worst line I've ever written in a Broadband song. But it fits the tone of the song. And I think that's why I did it, because I'm not taking myself too seriously here. It's a fun song, it's upbeat, and it's like, okay. I'm kind of homing in on bits of the past. Like I was a subject of manipulation, people did use me. I stood alone in a deadly storm, and I am still recovering from things that I've done in the past and decisions that I've made, but I can change that tide. I love callbacks to old songs. I love when people do it. One of my favourite musicals is Hamilton because I love the level and detail of musical callbacks used throughout songs and thematic themes. I like to do that in the album, and I don't do it enough really, but especially Made It Out Alive, I did that a lot and I really enjoy doing it. Come from my ability thrown to the side, so yeah. And the bridge and the chorus again. And then the third verse is what you see on the surface is far from the truth. You never know what I face in my youth. The cut cracking the pressure in the booth. Never in the shops, torn in the shed because I'm in the ground 7 steps ahead. And it's like using creative ways to think outside of the box. And I think the cardboard box is a good analogy because I may be a cardboard box because I do think outside of the box in a lot of situations. I don't go for the norm. I don't use the usual ways, and because fundamentally and on a face-to-face basic level, I am weaker in many aspects, attributes, in many ways. But I use my brain. I use myself to form different solutions to still keep up and to still achieve this things. And this was something I did a lot when I was younger, and luckily with age, I've been able to mature. I've been able to grow, and I think I'm quite. I don't even want to say normal because what is normal? It's one of the most strangest words. No one's ever defined it for me. But more, acceptable, able to cope a lot more with basic scenarios compared to when I was younger, and it's because of this. It's because of my attributes, the ways that I've used, things I've done. Being an autistic person, that's something you've got to live through. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. So that is Cardboard Box. One of my favourite songs. Just for me, it's entertaining. So yeah. I don't know which one I'll do next. I'm trying to follow a bit of an order, so I might do Reverse or Waves Rewritten, so I'll do another love song next, and I enjoy the goodbye.